If bedtime is starting to feel more stressful than restful, you're definitely not alone. This is Sleep Circle, where we test sleep tools, explore routines, and talk about what actually works. My name is Dr. Trevor Jackson, and today we are going to dive into Vitalsleep alternatives. But if you found your way to this video, you've probably tried Vitalsleep, or at least a mouthguard similar to it, and you found out that it doesn't quite hit the mark. Maybe you woke up with some jaw soreness, or the fit loosened up during the night and it was falling out of your mouth, or maybe the excessive drooling all over your pillow was a problem. And when you suffered with any of these, it's likely that you stopped using it and the snoring just came right back. If you fit into this category to some degree, this video is for you. We're gonna break down why these mouth guards stop working for some, and then talk about the alternatives that are out there so that you can find the solution that's going to help you sleep better. Vitalsleep is a mandibular advancement device, also abbreviated as a MAD, M-A-D. You boil it, bite down, and create a custom mold, and it uses a small screw to push the lower tray forward. That shift moves your jaw and tongue away from the back of your throat, giving air more room to pass through. Vitalsleep is an FDA-cleared device and made in the USA for medical-grade materials. And for simple snoring caused by tongue-based obstruction, it delivers results fast. Many users report quieter nights within the first couple of days. But where this falls short is what happens to your body over time as you use these consistently. Comfort is the first issue. You're sleeping with this hunk of plastic wedged between your teeth all night, every night. Jaw soreness, excessive drool, and dry mouth are common complaints. And side sleepers tend to have the hardest time because gravity is pulling it down to the side and the device will shift positions throughout the night, not allowing it to do what it's designed. Then considering the jaw itself, that sustained forward pressure strains the temporomandibular joint, or the TMJ, and can cause dysfunction, pain, and some long-term users even report bite changes. Now, if the symptoms and these complications aren't enough, here's the part that doesn't really get talked about enough, and that is that Vitalsleep is a symptom management tool, not really a long-term fix. It holds the airway open while you wear it, but you take it out and the airway goes right back to where it was. The muscles in the tongue or throat that are causing the collapse in the first place aren't getting any stronger, and you're locked into wearing this device every single night with no real end in sight. For people who are comfortable with that trade-off, Vitalsleep works. Or if you need a short-term solution to your long-term journey, this could be a really good option. But if you're looking for something that addresses the underlying problem of why your airway is collapsing, instead of just bracing it open every night, there are alternatives for you to start to look at. We're just gonna do a quick note on each of these until we get to my number one alternative that's going to get to the underlying problem. But if you are really struggling with snoring and are looking for some solutions to help with that, or your partner is encouraging you to look for solutions to help with that, the first one that I have on my alternative list is going to be mouth tape. There's a lot of different brands out there that promote mouth taping. ZZ tape is just one of those. The idea is that you put this over your mouth and it stops you from being able to breathe through your mouth, and it encourages nasal breathing. This helps the airflow go down past the tongue and the soft tissues that are causing the collapse. Oftentimes this will help with snoring, but if you have maybe a moderate to severe type of collapsing, something closer to sleep apnea, then I find that more often than not, people are just choking on their tongue all night and aren't able to get the sleep still that they're looking for. Another option that actually helps to force air through the nose is the nano CPAP. This is a similar idea to a regular CPAP machine, but it goes right into the nasal passages and forces air that direction. So you don't get the large, bulky CPAP machine. It's not nearly as loud or disruptive for yourself or your partner. And you still have to overcome the inconvenience of wearing something all night long. Now, a CPAP machine is the medical gold standard for severe sleep apnea, but it's kind of overkill if you're in the mild to moderate snoring range. And there are surgical options like Inspire that are implanted into the tongue muscles that help to move those soft tissues out of the way, but those are really reserved for severe treatment-resistant cases. These that we've talked about are all passive methods into improving your snoring. They do something while you sleep, but none of them change the conditions of the muscles that actually are causing the problem. Which brings us to the next category that most people haven't heard of and is my number one alternative to Vitalsleep. Enter Excite OSA. Excite OSA approaches the snoring problem from a completely different angle than Vitalsleep. Instead of holding the airway open from the outside while you sleep, it strengthens the muscles that keep the airway open on their own. It's a medical-grade silicone mouthpiece that sits on the tongue for 20 minutes during the day. And during the session, gentle electrical pulses contract the tongue and soft palate muscles in a controlled, repeatable pattern. This is neuromuscular electrical stimulation, the same principle that's used in physical therapy rehabilitation that has been used for decades. Now it's just being applied to the upper airway. Now, when it comes to making a decision, how do we choose between all of these different products we talked about? Now, I always recommend to my patients that we start with a baseline. Do an at-home sleep study. They send you the device, you record the results, and then you send them back for interpretation. See how your sleep is being affected, and then that'll help you make decisions on how aggressive that you want to get with your treatment. In the absence of severe obstructive sleep apnea, I always recommend to my patients starting with the minimally invasive first, something like mouth tape, and then moving into the mouth guard category. These often can give you really good results if you're in that mild group. But like we talked about before, just be aware of some of the limitations that these devices have. But if you've already been through some of these alternative options, some of the least invasive options, and you're ready to take the next step, consider investing into Excite OSA. It's clinically tested, FDA-cleared, and you're investing into a long-term solution. A device that's actually going to strengthen the soft tissues in the airway so they hold themselves open during sleep. Ultimately, I just want you to find the rest that you're needing and looking for. If that's sleep tape, mouth guard, or Excite OSA, I hope you find that rest that you need so that you can get back to doing the things that you love to do. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching, and we're all about better sleep here, one night at a time. Subscribe to the Sleep Circle, and we'll see you in the next one. Sweet dreams.